Well, Lance and Earl, we're almost finished here, but I did have one last question that concerns me. It's on the last page where we look at your assets. And I'm looking at your sublet inventory, looking at line number 21 through 24, and I compare what you have at the end of the month to what you sold for the month. And for the past couple of months, that number has exceeded it. Now, typically, we would look for that to be 10 to 15% maybe from what we sold for the month, but we've got over a month's worth of sublet inventory sitting on your books. Earl, do you know what's going on here?
Yes, ma'am, because this has shown up for a few months. Ever since we've been looking at this, and y'all been helping us. And after I looked at it, into it, I found out that that sublet that's sitting in that inventory is not service sublet, although occasionally we have an RO or two that are open to service sublet. Most of that is sublet on the used cars through this one body shop that they send their used cars to, that they're going to retail, that may have some dents or scratches or bumpers that need to be done. And that body shop doesn't do the invoices until the end of the month. So we have this big lump of sublet that hasn't gotten onto repair orders that get billed to those used cars, so it sits in that inventory right at the end of the month, because that's when they send them to us.
Okay, Lance, have you had a situation where you've sold a used vehicle and you did not have the body shop work charged to it until, well, basically a chargeback once the repair order was closed?
Yes, ma'am, that's happened way too many times for my patience level. It seems to happen several times a month.
Well, is there any reason that we could not open the repair orders before the vehicle leaves the lot? That would be ideal, so we would know where the vehicle was, and if we issued a purchase order at that same time to the paint and body shop, we would then know that there was work to be done on the vehicle, so when we went to sell it, we would be looking for that invoice. Is there any reason we can't do that?
There's no reason we can't do that. We need to just change our entire process and run these things all through service initially and let them handle getting the body work done and getting the repair work closed out, because right now we've been having our used car manager handle part of it. Obviously, it's creating a mess for us.
Well, Earl, does that sound like something that we might be able to make a change on? Get with the used car manager, have him come back and us open a repair order and issue a purchase order before we send the vehicle out? That might save you at the end of the month trying to run around, making sure everything's posted or opening up repair orders after the whole month's closed. Would that save you some time or make it easier on you?
It would be a godsend. We had talked about this at our managers meeting, and the used car manager kind of blew me off. So that's kind of what I suggested, but I'd love for us to do that.
So Lance, can we get this done?
Consider it done.
Well, how long do you think it's going to take for us to change this process?
It's done. It's going to be done when we hang up. I'm going to go over and kick some damn ass.
Well, don't kick it on my behalf, but
no, I don't need to stand behind you. I'll handle it.
I'm sure you will, Lance. Well, Earl, this sounds like it's going to be a...
Today. Just take my word for it. This is a minor issue. We don't need to be spending a lot of time on it. I'll handle it when we hang up.
That sounds great. So continue your job you're doing, guys. Earl, you have just made tremendous strides, and I can't wait to see next month's statement when you have better gross profits and higher net profits, and that sublet inventory has come into line. We'll talk to you next month. You guys have a great weekend.
Thank you.
All righty, bye-bye.
Bye.